So everybody, this video is going to be a very special video. And just similar to my Nutcracker video, I think I wanted to set this video up kind of similar. Now this video took almost about 4 hours to record. And this is going to be my Halloween send-off. My Halloween finale for Jimmy Bones Season 2. Not season finale, but the final major Halloween video I'll be making this year. This video contains my entire life-size Halloween collection, ranging all the way from the ones that I had in 2020 all the way to the ones that were added recently to now. This video will consist of small backstories of every character, which will start at 050 if you would like to skip to that point. At 2150, you will get to see a minute or a little bit longer of a demo of every single animatronic. Every single animatronic has its own little spot in this video, and every single one holds a special place in my heart. Comparing it to last year's Halloween send-off video, the collection has greatly expanded, and I have to admit, I'm very thankful and very humbled to have all this. But I appreciate all of you who have been supportive to me. I appreciate everybody who has been going along with me throughout this journey in Season 2. I think Season 2 has been a great success for the channel, and I can't wait for Season 3 once Halloween rolls around again. But anyways, you all, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and let's get in to the Halloween send-off finale. Hey, what is happening, everybody? This is Jimmy Bones, back at it again with another video. And with the Jimmy Bones Season 2 Halloween finale, which is gonna be composed of every animatronic I own, and every animatronic that I have made a purchase of from the last year and the year before to this year. Now, if you are somebody who has been a part of my channel for a very long time, you'll know that this entire collection has expanded within the past 3 years. And I tried to get the lighting as perfect as possible, but I can't help but just look at this massive, just army of animatronics in my living room and think to myself how just blessed I really am to have all these. I obtained 6 or 7 new animatronics this year, 7 last year, and I also obtained a couple, pretty much my whole new collection in 2020. 2020 was a bad year, but it was in a lot of ways also a really good one. I'm sorry if I sound out of breath. I've been running up and down trying to figure this out. I don't even know how the heck I'm going to test all these. But the hope is I'm going to start from the front and work my way to the back. And slowly, one by one, you will see each one disappear. And you will see every single one all the way up to the Reaper. There is one in here, and you can see him over there to the right, that never got put on the channel. And that is just because of the fact that I never had time. But rather than just time, there's a few issues with him. And you can kind of see him to the far right over there. It's Count Vigor. But he's still a part of the family, and I wanted him to be a part of this and have this and just, you know, enjoy having his spotlight in this video. I just don't think he's review worthy yet. I'm still working on him. He's full of problems, and I hope to hopefully fix him someday. But I will give you all a close-up of every single one of these animatronics. Pretty much, long story short, this is what the teasers were for. The teasers that I had been posting on my YouTube channel were for this. I have not had plans to really record my house displays, mainly just because I don't kind of want to put my personal location out there fully, and I kind of just want to keep that on the low level. Maybe one day I'll do it, but this is what my teasers were all for, and it's been leading up to this point. I just can't thank the Lord enough for blessing me with all of this. I never thought I would have this army of animatronics with me. And it's going to be a very interesting Halloween night. And I think it's going to be a very fun night, considering what my old collection was like, and I'll even put that up on the screen for you all, comparing it to what it's like now. Last year I did have a good range. I had Heads Up Harry, my dancing pirate skeleton, the creepy pop-up girl, the creepy crawling kid, the pirate skeletons, the bride. I had also my scarecrow from last year, the alien, the witch, my Victorian Reaper, and that was about it. And it has tremendously expanded since, with the new additions of my wizard, my clown, my Reaper sitting over there, my Headless Horseman, my Count Vigor, my Dancing Frankenstein, which I'm beyond happy to have in the collection now, and the Witch from Home Depot this year, which is sitting over there. Again, I know there are people out there with bigger collections than me, but for me, I always try to pinpoint certain animatronics that hit a just level of classic, and nostalgic vibes. I don't try to get anything really copywritten, like Jack the Skellington or Oogie Boogie, even though I absolutely love those animatronics, or like Beetlejuice. I would like a copyright or like a name branded horror character in my collection, but there's one I specifically want, and I'm waiting to get that. I apologize if the video is blurry. The lighting in here sucks, and I'm trying to make it as good for you all as possible. But with that being said, like I said, I'm going to make this whole video a range of different kinds of small, quick, like 7-second videos of a quick demo of every single one of these animatronics. Not all of them are plugged up right now. My Count Vigor does not have a cord, and neither does my Cottage Coven Witch, so they're going to be sharing one. And I hope to be able to show you all this incredible collection. But I will give you all a quick close-up of everything very quickly, but while I have this opportunity. Alright, so we can see, ranging all the way from my bride. This is one of the coolest animatronics that was sold last year. Ranging all the way down. I'm just going to give a little brief overview of every single one, and then we'll get to the reviews without any talking. So this bride was incredible to me. I hadn't seen a bride in a very long time, at least one that looked as beautiful as this one did. She looked really good over my small graveyard I put outside every year, and I thought she was a very good addition. I also loved the red eyes, because I don't see red eyes like hers, other than on like Count Vigor over there, but I'll get to that. So otherwise, she was very cool, and I loved the black design with the flowers. The two pirate skeletons, they came in the same box. It was 2 for the price of 1. I really wanted it to match with him, but they're really good for just being greeters for the outside of my house, and I really do love them. They both have their own nice little charm to them, and I think it's really cool. Creepy crawling kid, I got her because when I first saw her at a trans world, I knew I had to have her. What I loved about her was the detail. I love her creepy factor too. But what's so cool about her is the detail of the face. and I love her blue eyes. It's like a really nice sky blue, or like a very bright blue, but it looks nice. It does have Peekaboo Penny's. She does have Peekaboo Penny's audio, which is kind of interesting to me. I thought it was kind of interesting that they used that. But besides that, I really do appreciate those, or her. Next, one of my all-time favorites. Not as much as my pirate skeleton, but he was definitely like an immediate, I've got to find this guy one day kind of ordeal. This is my 5-foot dancing Frankenstein, who I am so happy to have finally. I never thought I would have him, but he was actually going to be the one that was going to take over the place over here until I found this one. But he has always been a favorite of mine ever since I started getting into all of this. I really enjoyed his songs. I love the fact that he was a hip swinger, because again, you don't see hip swingers that often anymore for Halloween, so it's really cool that, you know, I have 2 of them in my possession, 2 of the same line. So yeah, I'm really happy I got him. Next, I have my wizard. My wizard is going to be the centerpiece to my display this year. He is going to be the reason why all of these guys took over my house, pretty much. And I think it's going to be a very fun night. He's going to be on my front porch, only him, and he has a really good sensor, so I'm not worried about lighting. But I love his lighting overall, and I loved the fact that we finally got some sort of wizard, because we have not gotten a wizard before. So I'm very happy for that. Next, we have Heads Up Harry. That animatronic is a very personal childhood animatronic of mine. One that ranged all the way back to that Bailey's house I always talk about. This animatronic has always been a piece of my childhood, and I'm beyond happy I just got to retrieve him. He's very creative and very original, and I really appreciate it. So, any further ado, we'll go on to the next one. The clown. Now, I never thought I would have a clown in my collection. However, that is not the case now. This clown is very well detailed, and some people say he looks goofy, but to me, I really enjoyed the way he looked. I don't think Jimmy has ever made a clown, but maybe it was because of the fact that Jimmy did make this, made me want him. And he didn't have your typical SVI clown voice, so I'm really happy I do have him. He's very interesting, and he adds a little pop and color to my collection. Next, we have the Reaper from Lowe's for 2022 this year. This Reaper was really awesome. He's probably the biggest one besides my my Headless Horseman. This Reaper was very cool, in my opinion. I loved his lighting. He kind of reminded me of the Looming Phantom, which was also a very good prop, but for Jimmy's kind of take on this animatronic, or this kind of animatronic, I have to admit I was very impressed, and I absolutely loved it. Next, I have the Headless Horseman. This was my last life size for Halloween, and I've always wanted a Headless Horseman. As you can see, he is singular. He doesn't have his horse, but he does move back and forth. The pumpkin glows and the neck glows, kind of like Heads Up Harry. So I thought that was really cool, and I loved the color palette on him. And I also got him on a discount because he was sold at Walmart, and since I'm employed there, that's where that's how I got my discount. But I'm thankful for that. Next, we're gonna go to the creepy pop-up girl. Now, last year this was just a quick buy. One of the very first animatronics I have seen labeled for only $67 in a long time. Besides this guy, I think this guy was $65 back in the day. This animatronic was very cheap, and I just thought it would be a cool little addition to my collection. Sadly, she's only sound activated, but I can't be too upset about it. I'm just happy to have her. Next is my all-time favorite animatronic. This is the Dancing Pirate Skeleton, and this ranges back all the way to the Bailey's house. The Bailey's house was full of animatronics, and it has always been my dream to have all of this, and be kind of like them. They had a good display, a good collection of classic horror animatronics, like Count Vigor, this guy, and Heads Up Harry, and all those old classics. And this animatronic was the one was the very first one I was ever exposed to as a child. So I knew someday I had to get this guy in my possession, even if it was just him. But I'm very happy to have him, and I love him. I also love the songs he plays, and I love the outfit. Next, I have my 6-foot alien. This alien is very interesting. Never have I seen a life-size alien in a very long time. And I think it's very interesting that they made one and they never made another one. So, and he was going fast, so I knew I had to get him before somebody else did. So I'm very happy to have him. I love the color palette, the green. His lines are really cool. This was made by Pan Asian Creations. That and the Victorian Reaper, which I'll show you in a little bit, are the only ones made by Pan Asian Creations that I have, I guess, besides the pirate skeletons. The two pirate skeletons there and there. But they don't do much. They are very well detailed, and I love the way they look. Next, I have the Techie Toys 2021 Scarecrow. This year, this guy was sold again, and I was the very first one, I think, to ever post an official review about him. I was very shocked to see that not many were produced. I only heard that it was only in the hundreds with how many were actually produced that year. So I was one of the lucky ones, and I think my store managed to get 2, so I went ahead and picked him up because I wanted a Scarecrow in my collection, and this one was really cool. I love the sign over there, and his lantern flickers. You can barely see it behind everything, but it's over there, and I loved the traditional half Scarecrow body, which was very cool to me. But happy to have him now. I'm happy everybody else can finally have him and enjoy him. Next, we have the mysterious one, Count Vigor. This has been an animatronic as well. I have been wanting for the longest time. I finally got him, but I never showed him. And the reason for that is because he is very messed up right now. When I received him, only his eyes lit up, and his he could talk. Thankfully, though, the head movement did still work when I opened him, and the head movement now works. However, the mouth and the eyes still don't. And when I was repairing him, the cord that connects up into the neck cavity, slowly, I found out the whole cord was just split, like just snipped all the way up. So there's a lot of exposed cords underneath his neck right there. But he does work, and he is safe to play for now. So I will at least do a demo and just kind of show you all what condition he is in. I'm thankful, though, the eyes do work. They don't move. In the mouth, this guy took a big tumble at some point. This dude received a Halloween haul, and in there was a Count Vigor with no cord, no box. However, hardly worked. And the underneath of the board is absolutely cracked in half. It's still holding together, but it's cracked. The whole head shell was absolutely shattered, and so was the mouthpiece. So I'm going to have to find a way to hopefully at some point get that fixed. And hope that maybe somebody can restore the eye movement and the mouth movement for me if I ever get to talk to somebody who's more professional than I am. But besides that, he is in very good cosmetic shape, and he came in pretty clean. So I'm very happy that he even remotely looks good, and I'm glad he still works. But besides that, that is all for him for now, and that's why I never really showed him on the channel yet, because he was not just review worthy yet. Next, I have my Cottage Coven Witch. I got her last year. Very rare prop, only sold at Target, I believe, once in 2010. This animatronic is very traditional. This has one of the traditional Jimmy witch molds, and I really love her. The guy who sent me her sadly didn't have the original broom, but I kind of like what she came with. It kind of adds that nice little festive touch to her. He gave her this half broom with like a little tiny fall holly kind of thing attached to the broom. And I have to admit, it's really not that bad, and it really makes her pop, so I'm happy to have her. Finally, well, almost finally, I have my Home Depot 2022 witch. I know I got 2 witches now, but I really loved this one. She felt very traditional. She also felt very Jimmy traditional. And I loved the fact that she had a very nice color palette to her. I love the fact that she runs on batteries and a cord. Her mouth is kind of puppetish, but that doesn't bother me. I love the color of her eyes, and I love the fact that she only has head movement and mouth movement, which I felt, like I said, very traditional to a Jimmy prop, so I had to get her. Finally, I have this little guy. This little guy was just a quick small purchase of mine. Something I just quickly wanted to add to the collection. I really liked him. Back in 2020, Home Depot had a very cool little collection of animatronics. And the Victorian Reaper just really spoke to me. I really wanted him. He sits in my room all year long, even when it's Christmas. So, because he doesn't really have a box, but I think he's kind of just a cool little thing to keep in the room. But besides that, I love his little saying, I love his voice, and I love the appearance of him. I would love to maybe get a life size of him one day that's like as big as these guys. But he's still a part of the family, and regardless, he's still a life size to me. So, now that you all have seen all of these animatronics, we're going to test each and every one of them one at a time, one by one, and every time I test one, you're going to start seeing them slowly deplete, and they're going to go back to their rightful places. So without any further ado, let's get into the video.
Beware all who enter. It is a dark and ominous night. We wouldn't want anything to happen to you. See you around. May the sun burn down on the homes where you live, and the rains splash down on your grave. Who's there? I see you. I'll get you. stay on the street. Oh yeah, I'm alright, but I'm right. Everything's alright with me. Yeah. Hey! I'm a super freak, a super freak guy. Everybody say, super freak, super freak.
Those slippers. Leave them to me now, my little pet.
Good evening. I am so pleased to see you could make it. Come, we are expecting you for dinner.
Welcome to our haunted house. Enter if you dare.
Greetings, Earthlings. We come from a world far away. Welcome. All trespassers will not be leaving tonight. Come here. I'll bet you can't do this. Will it be trick or treat? Hey, you want to see it again? You dare to enter my lair, eh? You are very brave. For now, let us see what the mystical realm says of you. I suggest you live tonight as if it was your last. After all, it just might be.
You've never met a clown like me before, and you never will again.
When the wind kicks you up at night and you hear what you think is the cracking of the trees, don't believe what your parents tell you. For it is I riding in the dark. Greetings. We've been expecting you.